What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, and welcome to part 2 of our listening to Solar's new mini album, her first mini album, Face. We just reacted to the first 2 songs, loved them, they were amazing, and now we're moving on to the final 3. So this one, first one up is called Chap Chap, I believe is the way she pronounced it, but it says Chap Chap. So let's check this out. Chap Chap. Okay.
쿵쿵쿵 뛰는 심장이 또 찹찹찹 빼는 입술이 나나나나나 나나나나나
Her tone.
눈만 마주쳐도 자꾸 웃음이 나 clap 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 분위기 맞춰 나나나나나
Hold on, I need to pause here. Yes, it's a vibe. It's like got an islandy vibe, but I got distracted by her amazing voice. And also, like I talked about in the previous reaction to the other 2 songs, the processing of her voice, because what throws me off, and in a good way, what just gets my spidey senses up is that she's singing the line, right? And then all of a sudden we hear 2 other voices in the left and the right. They're her voices, probably separate takes, because they don't sound identical. But, and that's nothing new, right? Like that's done all the time. It's just harmonizing or whatever. It's adding color, flavor to the vocal line. But it's the processing of it, because it feels, something hits different about it, and I'm trying to figure out why it hits different. It's almost like it's obviously there, but it's not there at the same time, which is very smartly done, because it's not a wall of vocals. It's just done just right. I want to see if I can figure out why. So while the song is still quiet, I'm going to go back and we're going to listen to this again. Let's just go all the way back. Why not?
쿵쿵쿵 뛰는 심장이 또 찹찹찹 빼는 입술이 나나나나나 나나나나나 눈만 마주쳐도 자꾸 웃음이 나 clap 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 분위기 맞춰 나나나나나
Okay, I think I got it. It's very, very beautifully done, very masterfully done, honestly. The way they've mixed it to where there's 2 other voices, they're her voices, but there's 2 other singers, 2 more of her, so they got her down the center and all the way left and right, and it's mixed in a very, very nice way. But the other thing, I think what hit me was, they have her voice down the middle, but I think her reverb is going to the left and right, because even when those voices didn't come in, where they are more apparent, you can still hear reflections in the left and right of her voice. That's her main vocal down the center. I think that may have been what piqued my interest at first, but yeah, the mix itself is really, really nicely done. We're only 32 seconds in this to these 3 songs. It's going to be a long one. Okay, let's go back a little bit and let it vibe in. The way she just popped in right here. Okay. It's a really beautiful vibe in this song. I gotta pause again. I want to know what they're doing with her voice. There's very apparent points where she's doing the dun 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 part, right? And you can hear those her singing with herself in the left and right. Very apparent. It's made like we're used to hearing. harmonies come in and they're singing along, and you can tell there's another singer there. But when she's singing the other part of that, she's still there on the left and right, but she disappears, or it's not as apparent. And it's really, really well done, because to me, it's like there's a wall of her, but it's not overdone. It's very smart, and I'm trying to figure out how they did it. I thought at first it was a double, right? So she does one take, and they just make copies of it and put it in the left and right, right? But she was actually harmonizing on one of those on the right side that I noticed at the end. So that threw that blew that out of the water. I don't know. I'm just really fascinated by the way they are handling her vocals in this, because it's super, super nice, and it's very masterfully done, and it's very fitting for her voice. So, all right, I think I've said enough about vocals in this song, so let's just vibe out to the song. All right, let's go back a little bit and let it vibe in.
Happy day.
That is really nice. The instrumental and the vocal. Oof. Double time? Yes! Dude, this instrumental is sick. Whoa! Hold on. No, Big Booty, you're gonna have to wait. Hold on. Did we just have a full song fade out in a K-pop song? Okay, before we get to that, yeah, the instrumental in this song is stellar. It is like top notch. There's all of a sudden it went to this low bass came in, and it felt like it was going to go to like a dark EDM thing, but they still kept it bright. Like there's just a lot of interesting things in this, and it just sounds like high quality. It just sounds super, super nice. Okay, but yeah, the fade out. I've never heard a full song fade out. And it doesn't happen that much anymore in music in general. Like, I mean, this is a thing from early music all the way up until tapes, albums and tapes. That is really, really interesting. Let's go back and just hear that song fade out again, because we never hear it again. We never hear it anymore. Okay. Yeah, it was a musical fade out, which is awesome. It was about half the time it probably should have been, or half the length that it would have been when song fade outs were a thing. But it's still kudos to them for doing it, because that is not done anymore. But imagine if it had been an appropriate time, probably double time of that, another 10 seconds of that, just fading out. You can still hear the song going on, and you want to go with it. You're just like, no, don't end. And you hear her maybe do something different that she didn't do in the rest of the song, maybe belt or do something else, and it leaves you wanting, like, oh my god, what can I just go with you, right? I just want to go with you. That's what fade outs used to do for songs, and this is about half the length of it, but it's still awesome to hear that being used. So, okay, this song, Big Booty. I forgot who it was in the comments section filled me in on the history of this song and how it's something that I think she wrote it, right? And she had been sitting on this song for, no pun intended, she'd been sitting on the song or holding it in her pocket for a while, and maybe had performed it live, and now she finally is releasing it, which is really cool because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but artists sometimes have songs that they sit on for a very long time. One of my favorite artists of all time, which is Radiohead, has a song that they've been holding for 20 or 30 years. And they performed at different versions of the song over time live, and they just never settled on a final version of the song until I think it was their latest album. They finally released it, and it's an awesome song. It's a masterpiece, and it's just something that I don't think people realize. Some of these things have been written a long time ago. So, all right, let's check this out. Big Booty. All right, let's go. All right, big band jazz.
새빨간 사과 같아 모두가 탐내고 있어.
That is so nice.
얼굴 엉덩이는 덮어 설명이 더 필요해 no more. 넘치는 건 오케이 모자라면 안 돼 매력이 거기서 다 나온다네 취향 차이라지만 시바비르밥
That is really, really good. Interesting.
Please baby 꼭 갖고 싶어서 그런 건 아니야 Big booty Big booty
Big booty
Big booty Oh my god
Yeah, oh my god I can't believe you have a song called Big Booty. Okay, they're gonna speed it up. Okay, before we go further into the song, one thing stood out. First of all, you guys have told me that RBW has a orchestra on hand, right? They have their own internal orchestra, and it seems like their own internal big band or jazz big band, which is awesome because every single sound that you're hearing right now is a real instrument. These are real players playing this, which is awesome. One thing stood out though over here, and they're pulling it off very well. It's really well done. She sounds amazing. It sounds like they're on a stage together. The way it should. And one thing stood out. I'm going to try to find it. I don't want to spend too long on this because I'll probably do it again, but let me see if I can find it. Right here. So we have more voices come in, which are obviously hers. Let me see. Let's just listen to this section again. Right here. Right there. The only wish that I had when I first heard those voices, obviously more solar isn't a bad thing, but just to fit this genre of music, because they are doing it. It's not even like an emulation or anything. They are a big band, a big jazz band with an amazing jazz vocalist over it, right? That's the vibe I'm getting from this song. The only thing that would have set it, like really set it on its head and really just put it over the top is if on that particular section, if those were other voices, right? Because imagine seeing this on a big stage. You would see 2 or 3 other backup vocalists over there, probably two women, 3 women, 2 women and a guy, something like that. It would have been really cool to hear other voices, even a male voice over there singing that section with her. That would have really kicked in that big band jazz vibe into high gear. So let's go back and hear that one more time and then we'll move on. Right here. But she sounds great doing it, obviously, but would have been cool to hear different voices. Even there. And see, those harmonies right there are perfectly fine being with her, but the other ones just felt like they were kind of like a talk back, which is where newer, different voices would have been very, very appropriate and a really big vibe. But right there, her harmonizing, with herself was perfectly appropriate. So anyway, let's go back a few seconds and move on. And then we got a double time section coming. They did such a good job. On the mix.
훔쳐보네 말 한마디 없어도 왠지 다 알 것 같은 느낌이 들어
Oh, those horns.
막 탱글탱글해 뭐라 설명해야 할지도 몰라 What happened?
How far are we in? Halfway. I'm wondering if she's gonna open up.
네 남자친구들도
Right there, if it would have been different voices.
빙 돌리지 말고 Hey, hey, hey 내게 너 please baby 꼭 갖고 싶어서 그런 건 아니야 Big booty
I wonder if they're gonna have a whole different section. Ah.
So sweet and chocolate, you make me feel good.
Very, very nice.
꼭 받고 싶으니까 이런 거야.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So the whole time I'm sitting there silent. Let's go ahead and pause here. I was sitting there silent because I was wondering if she was going to belt. So obviously, the first thing that stood out to me about Solar was that big belting voice that she has. She goes from a whispery tone to a big belting voice. And honestly, I have to say, so far we're what, 4 songs in, about to go into the 5th, and we haven't heard a lot of that big voice until right there. So I was wondering if she was going to bring that, incorporate it into this song, because it would have been very fitting for her to just kind of go off through some of those verses, but she stayed in that same tone, which is fine because it was a total vibe, and she didn't get into that until that very last line, which was really, really awesome. I just wasn't expecting it, honestly. This being my first time hearing her solo, I thought there was going to be a lot more of that big voice. So anyway, that was a really big vibe. And that is playlist for sure. And for those who have been here long enough to know that I'm not really a fan of jazz, right? But if you remember, I'm not a fan of improvisational jazz. Big band jazz, I'm all about it. And they did a stellar job with this. It feels like they probably recorded this on a live soundstage all together, the way they would have been done in the old days. I'm not sure. If it wasn't, they did a very, very, very good job of making it sound like they were all in one room on one stage performing this together. But I have a feeling it was probably done in a soundstage together. But either way, it's a real vibe, and that is playlist. So, all right, so let's move on to the last song, and this is Zinggle Zinggle. And that was a 4-minute song. Jingle Jingle. That's a vibe too.
괜히 자존심에 blah 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 너가 이기나 해볼래 좋다가도 또 싸우고 불고 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 we always like this like this love you
The sounds. I want to pause, but I want to vibe at the same time. Okay, we're gonna pause here before we get into whatever else we're getting into. Yeah, so this song is one of those songs that's very deceptive. It feels like it's very cozy, which it is very cozy in a summery type of way or spring type of way. But there's a lot going on in this mix, and it's not necessarily because there's a lot of instruments, but it's because of the way they're using the instruments and what the instruments are doing, and also the reverbs and the reflections of those instruments. Like, it wasn't until a section where it was just a dead stop that you realize, oh, there's nothing playing, and that it just like instantly hits you like there was a lot going on just a second ago, and then they brought it right back. Yeah, if you listen, there's some really cool synths in the background that are kind of almost sound reversed, and there's a lot of reverb play going on here, and it just fills up the entire space, but it doesn't clutter it as if there were 16 instruments, right? They made maybe 3 or 4 instruments, maybe 5 instruments sound like a lot more because of the way they're reflecting and playing off each other. And then her voice as well. She's doing some other reflective type things with her voice in the background with effects. So really, really cool. I just thought it was really interesting that it's so chill, right? It has a chill kind of vibe, but there's a lot going on in this mix. All right, let's go back a little bit and see what these drums are about to do. Guys, transition. The bass. I like the bend. Uh-oh. Interesting. Hold on, I want to hear this part again. It got dark all of a sudden. It got kind of mischievous and dark. Let's go back and hear that. And a little dissonant. A little bit further back. Was that the bridge? Like those Castlevania plucks back there. Very interesting. Very cool. Those little waterfall pianos are very nice. Oh, what is she? Guys, you got to tell me, what did she say right there? What did she say right there? That's not there for no reason, and it's the last thing on the album. Somebody translate, please. Okay, that song was a vibe. That was really, really, really nice, and yeah, I think I love that song. Okay. Ooh, this was not unexpected. Obviously, it's Solar. She's a top-notch singer. I expected top top-notch work from her. But the whole project, like the whole album, is a vibe. And you guys know on this channel, I don't fanboy over everything, but this is very, very top-notch and very well done. And I finally got to see a side of her that I haven't seen before, right? As in her being on her own. A little surprising, like I said, that there wasn't a lot of big voice solar, but this is the vibe. Like everything that she did suited the songs that were on this album. Anyway, this is all playlist. I really enjoyed this, and I wish her well with this. Go out there and stream it. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time. Peace.